Edinburgh, 1828. The greatest minds came from all over the world. And so did these guys.
Good evening. Tonight is the night on MovieVault.com because we have the legendary John Landis here for his new film, Burke and Hare.
But no money to speak of. No plan.
You just have to work out what the demand is for and then supply it. Within every cloud, there's a silver lining.
So what was your experience like on Burke and Hare? Is it nice to be back at the helm?
Well, directing was fun, but Burke and Hare was a nightmare. I mean, you know, no, it was a pleasure. It was very cold. We shot last winter in Edinburgh and London, and it was bloody cold, which you can see in the film. It actually helps the movie, so...
Well, you like submitting your actors to the elements, don't you?
Well,
You're known for that.
I have?
Yeah, American Werewolf in London, Windsor.
So I think it's England more than it is me. You don't have much choice. You go outside in December, you know,
You say like your locations, 90% of them, aren't they, are on location?
More than 90%. In this film, we only built one set, which was the interior of the prison. Everything else is a real location that we dressed, and we shot in Edinburgh at Stirling Castle and Edinburgh Castle. Look at that tall guy. And he's too tall. Hey, you're too tall. Shut up. Squat down. Anyway, Edinburgh. No, we shot there. We shot in and around a lot of National Trust places, but all the versions of Burke and Hare before were always set Victorian. And Burke and Hare is 1828. It's not. It's Regency. I went, well, why is it Victorian? Well, I've learned because, you know, to shoot Victorian's easy, especially in London. Edinburgh is so specific, and 1828, and the Westport ghetto, where this took place, is gone, doesn't exist. So we had a brilliant production designer, Simon Elliott, and we used many real locations and dressed them. And one of the things he did, we shot inside Edinburgh Castle and inside Stirling Castle in Scotland in the courtyards and dressed them as streets. It was very successful.
And talking of dressing, your dear wife as well does great work on costume.
Deborah Nadoolman designed the costumes. We have, the picture looks gorgeous, and it looks gorgeous because of Deborah's costumes, John Matheson's beautiful photography, the whole thing's candlelit, and Simon Elliott, yes.
And also
Too many Simons.
Well, exactly. Great cast as well. Some of your old werewolf stuff.
Spectacular cast. I'm thrilled with the cast. And Jessica Haynes was such a treat, and Isla Fisher, so good. Her Scottish accent is excellent, and it turned out her parents are Scottish. So I said, well, that's cheating. You know.
Flat out broke.
What about old Donald's rent money?
He's dead. Get rid of the body before it starts to stink up the place more than you two.
It's harder life enough for an actress. What's it like in the 19th century?
It's tough, I tell you. I don't know how those ladies breathe. I mean, you are cinched into a corset that it really hurts.
Talking about the corsets, the clothes have been designed by Deborah Landis. What was that like?
Oh, that was amazing. I mean, to work with an Oscar-winning costume designer. I was pregnant at the time, so I think she didn't realize that the second she left my trailer, I would unlace my corset completely. But I loved working with her.
I mean, you've done a fantastic job with the costumes.
Thank you very much. Have you seen the movie?
Oh, I've seen the trailer. I have it. It's booked in for my birthday in a couple of days.
Yeah, well, I guess I'm a specialist in hats. That's why he chose me for the movie.
That's nice. Well, your husband can do that, can't he? You know.
Yeah, well, it's like the Blues Brothers in Edinburgh.
Was it a lot of fun?
It was a lot of fun. Yeah, it was a wonderful movie. I mean, John usually runs a very happy set. So I think as you talk to people tonight, you'll see that people had a very good time working on the film. Coldest winter in British history, but it was really fun and, you know, a very warm group of people.
I said that because you know, in American Werewolf in London, when you were out on Windsor Great Park and everybody was freezing.
Yes, he said it was the coldest place on the planet, right? Windsor Great Park in the middle of the winter, yeah.
What was it like being as a film historian, a costume historian, I beg your pardon? What was it like being able to go back and research the costumes?
Well, listen, I'm going to answer a serious question with a serious answer. I did my costume research at the National Library of Scotland in Edinburgh, And James Mitchell, who is the chief curator at the National Library of Scotland, really helped me because Burke and Hare were real people. There were people fans who followed them by getting clippings because they were the biggest serial killers of their time. There were terrific clipping albums to pull from, and actually I based the look for Andy Serkis and Simon Pegg on the real Burke and Hare.
That's incredible, isn't it? It really is.
It's really well researched. I mean, the movie is researched like a masterpiece theater, but it's a comedy.
Well, it's what it's got to be. It's got to be as realistic as possible. And you've got an exhibition, haven't you, coming out as well with the V&A?
Yes, I do. It opens October 20th, 2012. It's the largest cinema costume exhibition ever mounted.
We used to sell to Dr. Knox at £3 a cadaver.
£3? And I thought life around here was supposed to be cheap.
This is wrong.
I am confident that this is the only way.
I had confidence in a fart once, and I shot all over myself.
What lured you into the role?
Mainly because it's something I've always wanted to work with John Landis. I'm a massive John Landis fan and always have been, and so to get a chance to do a film with him is just a major sort of coup for me. It was a dream come true. So I just said absolutely yes, 100% yes. I just couldn't wait to start.
Commend you both on account of his freshness. I'll give you £3. I'll pay you the same for any more you can deliver.
What do you do for a living?
In surgical supplies. And you?
I became a dancer and times got tough and I branched out into physical theatre.
Ah, like acrobatics.
Sometimes.
The evil Laurel and Hardy, I believe, is that right?
Yeah, they are. I mean, I would hesitate to even use the word evil. I mean, they're morally bankrupt, sure, and what they do is terribly wrong, and it's never, ever portrayed as anything less than wrong. But you do kind of like them, you know, and the film forces you to constantly reevaluate your own feelings about them. You have to remind yourself they're bad all the time because they're kind of nice. They're just regular guys who got driven to do a terrible thing. And really, they were manipulated by richer, greedier people, and they've been, you know, through history, they're known as the masterminds and the murderers, as is often the case. The working class are exploited by the upper classes, you know. I'm not saying what they did was right, but, you know, they were driven to it by desperation, whereas the doctors were just greedy.
You care about women, right? And a fine one costs an arm and a leg.
Have you gone mad?
No, Willie. We've gone into business.
Open to conjecture whether these characters are good or bad, but as an actor, do you have a preconceived idea in your head?
Well, you don't morally judge. I mean, I think William Hare, for instance, is not an immoral character. He's totally amoral. He's, you know, he doesn't actually think what he's doing is wrong. He's got a very strong grasp of capitalist principles and mob psychology, and thinks this is how we're going to survive. And you know, they are not the villains of the piece, really. They're really it's the kind of the fabric of the medical profession. They're the pillars of society who actually, in our version and probably in life, were, you know, probably more culpable because they were reaping the rewards. They were getting the glory, and actually they kept it quiet. And these are the foot soldiers.
Showtime! Is she dead?
Yeah, she snuffed it.
I certainly hope so.
Well, as our night draws to an end, the cast and crew disappear into the evening for the world premiere of Burke and Hare. I'm Claire Bueno, and you're watching MovieVault.com.
I'm pretty sure tonight's the night.
I know this amazing trick you can do with your tongue.
Thank you, William.
I am Captain McClintock, and this is the Edinburgh Militia.
Oh, for the love of Lord Jesus! I beg your pardon.
Burke and Hare.
What about his posture, sir? Straighten him out.